Hello my loves and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nina and in today's video we're creating a Carnaby Street inspired advent calendar using real 1960s storefronts as inspiration. So making this advent calendar has been such a predicament that I've been trying to make it super easy to make and super easy to understand. Okay, so let's just get right into the video so we can make this super short. My first step was creating the designs behind Carnaby Street. And at first that was quite easy because I started investigating about the stores that were super popular and finding pictures of these stores. And you know, there are some stores that are pretty common and pretty well known and that have some pictures, but as I went forward trying to find 24 pictures, it got much harder. So these are some of the examples of things I made. So I took some signs, I took this type of things that were like the Christmas decorations that they put, I think, in 1966. And you know, just some stores that you can find pictures of online. There were some others that I had pictures and that I found pictures, but I couldn't really find a way to make them like a storefront picture. So I had to AI this one in particular, and looks quite like artificial intelligence, but you know, we did our best trying to keep these things. But there are others that are like real pictures that we just took. Here's my assistant. These are the pictures that you can find online, and this one in particular is from I Was Lord Kitchener's ballet. And yeah, it's a nice picture. It has some nice details like the ice cream here and the signs. But yeah, we made a whole bunch of different designs. So first thing is, oh no, no. Wait. Okay, so now my assistant is sitting there in her place where she wanted to be. But as I was saying, I'm going to leave a PDF with all the designs. You can download it in the link that I'm going to leave in the description. It's completely free. I just had fun doing it. But the whole investigation behind it and just, you know, changing the pictures to make them look like that you were seeing them from the front and removing people from the pictures, it was just a whole lot of work that I wasn't prepared for, or that I didn't know was going to take me so long to make. But I'm also going to show you how I do that. I actually worked most of these things in Canva and using just the free tools because that's what I use for anything I design. So let's just get right into the tutorial. So for this particular case, I went with a universally known picture. This is Central Perk for Friends, you know, a pretty famous storefront. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in the Canva. I'm going to go down to apps and I'm going to search in there for tracer. Then I'm going to click on this button and I'm going to choose the file, so that same file from Friends. Here we have two options, either black and white or full color. So that's the output mode. You can choose between the two. I always used black and white for this particular case. So we're going to click on trace image. And there we have it. It might look a little brighter at first. For example, something like this. And we don't want that. We want it to be super contrasting. So I think that 91 that we had before was pretty nice. My goal with these pictures was to get the logo to be super visible and recognizable just from looking at this, and also to have a pretty dark black as the base for everything, because I'm going to show you afterwards how I painted everything, how I added color to these designs. So we're going to click on add to design, and it's just going to get in here. We're going to open another Canva and we're going to extend it. So in my case, I decided to cut all the things that I didn't want to appear on my final design, so we can just cut it so that it's easier to cut afterwards when it's printed and in paper. And I'm going to extend it as big as I want. So here we have the thing. How did I put color into this? So something pretty simple and something that kind of looked a little bit like 60s or 70s. I took a rectangle or a square or any shape that I thought was best for this, and I placed it where I needed the color to be. So we're going to choose red because this espresso sign is supposed to be red. And I just go into layer and I send to the back. And there you have it. You have red in there. I'm going to do the same with cappuccino here. So layer, send to back. And then we can keep painting everything. So another rectangle. Maybe I want all the windows in one color, so I'm just going to extend this. And the original picture is this like green color, so we're going to choose a nicer green. You know, you can always change this once. And layers, send to back. And you know, you keep adding things, like we just want the base to be green, but we want the windows to be, for example, yellow. Then we are going to put another rectangle there and we're going to make it yellow. And then we are not going to say send to back, but we're going to click on layer and send backward. So that's just one to the back, and there you have it. And you can keep painting like this. That's how I did it, and you can probably see on the designs that you can see some like squares or rectangles behind things. I was just trying to paint something super simple, nothing too fancy, because you could potentially use the tools and actually draw things in here and then send them to the back. Just select them, layer, and send them to the back. So I could paint perk like by hand, but that's quite hard to do and quite time consuming, so we didn't do that. But yeah, this is mostly like the base for you to know how to do this thing. And it would be nice, like if you know, if you wanted to give this type of present to like a friend from your city or something like that, maybe it would be nice to have places in here that are known to both of you. So yeah, this is the tutorial on how to do it. Super quick. As I said before, I did use Photoshop to eliminate people. I used a warp a tool in Photoshop to sort of create the storefront perspective on some cases. I did use AI for this particular one because I couldn't make it work with the Photoshop tools. So yeah, there was a lot of work and tools put into this, but if you are willing to spend the time, I think it was super fun and I enjoy designing a lot. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, now we're going to make the tiny boxes. So the idea is to make different boxes that have the different designs. So this is a little tiny one, this is somewhat bigger, and this one is a lot deeper. So these are for different types of gifts. This year I don't have a ton of money to spare on presents, so I thought, you know, it would be nice to just do something that requires more time and less money. So in this like boxes, I'm going to put things like movie tickets, or you know, a chocolate or something that is like tiny but that represents my love to all the people I care for. I'm making 24 boxes just for one person, or to just separate into different people that I'm going to gift this advent calendar to. But I am doing also other things, like for example using just an envelope and just pasting the thing in the front, like different types of gifts, because I am not going to make a ton of different boxes. These also take some time to make. Okay. So yeah, we have them here. I've been stacking them behind me as I work, and I'm going to show you how to make the different sizing of the different boxes. So Let's just change the camera angle. First, take your printed design and place it in the center of your cardboard. Using a pencil, gently trace all around the edges of the design. This gives you the exact shape of the box lid. Now we're going to add the sides. My ruler is 2.5 centimeters wide, so I'm using that width to mark the depth of the box. Place a ruler along each edge you just traced and draw a line following its width. In the corners, you'll naturally see little squares forming. These are your flaps. If you need to, draw a diagonal line inside each square to make cutting easier. Cut the entire outline carefully, including the diagonal lines. Then fold up the 4 sides, bring the flaps inward, and glue them in place. Hold everything for a few seconds until the glue sets. For the top part, add about 2 millimeters of extra space all around. It doesn't look like much, but it makes the lid fit perfectly over the bottom without being too tight. Okay, so we've come a long way. I still have, I think, 7 or 8 to go. Like, these are all looking super cute. But I wanted to explain what I'm going to do with this one. This is Lord John. This is pretty iconic in Carnaby Street. It's in a corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this. I'm going to use half of this as the measurement, and I'm going to make a long box, like something sort of like this, but bigger, like this size. And I'm going to paste it, instead of just on one side, I'm going to paste it like this, so that it sits like that way along with the other stores. And yeah, I'm also thinking about what I'm going to do with the cars. If I'm going to make them with an envelope instead of just a box, because you know, if it's a box, it's just going to be sitting like this, which is cool as well. But yeah, just thinking about tinier envelopes that I can make and just turn this into just something cool to add into that space. We'll see, maybe a triangle, like a bag that sort of sits as a triangle so that it has something and can sit like this. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Today, advent calendars are everywhere, and most of them are designed to sell you something. Makeup, toys, chocolates, tiny gadgets. They're fun, but they are very product driven. It feels like the whole idea became about what you get every day. Originally, advent calendars were much simpler. People were genuinely excited just to open a little paper door and see a picture inside. That was a ritual. That was a surprise. You didn't need a gift. The joy came from discovering a tiny illustration hidden behind a window. I really loved that older feeling because it was so pure and imaginative. Each day was just a moment of quiet anticipation, of unfolding a story little by little. With this project, I wanted to bring back that spirit. A calendar that's more about the charm of the images, the mood, and the ritual of opening each door rather than the things inside. Hope this inspires you to make one of your own for a person you love deeply.
But they sure got some cuties in corrects.